But anyway, welcome to April. April in the United States is National Poetry Month. It's also, I just learned, National Arab American Month. So we may be, if I'm lucky enough to find, I'm sure there are many Arab American poets who also do visual art. Probably not here, but at the multi-center, those of you who are my students there, I'm going to try and find some Arab American visual / poetry artists to share with you as well. It's also National Autism Month, so we may be talking about that as a side lesson as well. Today, to launch our celebration of poetry in connection with visual art, we're going to spend some time looking at Heike, I think it's pronounced, or Japanese painting that incorporates haiku. And I'm sure many of you are familiar with haiku, which is a form of Japanese poetry. And Japanese poetry is a kind of poetry that follows a basic rule. In the first line of the poem, there are only 5 syllables. In the second line, there are 7 syllables. And in the third line, there are only 5 syllables. Again, good morning, welcome. And haiku is usually about nature. That is the traditional subject of haiku poetry. But modern haiku is often about different subjects. And we'll talk a little bit about that at the end of the slideshow we're going to look at. I am going to show you a slideshow before I give you your visual art assignment for today, because I think it's going to inspire you and excite you in your own work. It frequently happens that the Heike or Heiga, I'm not quite sure how it's pronounced, so forgive me, those of you who may be of Japanese ancestry. It frequently happens that these poets also create their own visual images to go with their poetry, because while they do the calligraphy while writing their poems, they are inspired to do paintings to illustrate their work. And these images are based on the preferences or the aesthetic or the likes and dislikes of the individual poet / painter. There are influences of formal school painting. For example, there's a school of painting called, I think it's pronounced Kanyo school painting, or minimalist Zen painting, and Atsui painting. And many of these share aesthetic attitudes of the Nanga tradition. Some were produced as woodblock prints, but all are generally elements that come from the calligraphy used to write the poems. And the poetic images add meaning or depth to the words or to the ideas expressed in the poems. So we're going to look at these images now in the slideshow. So those of you who were interested in seeing how to spell Heike or Heiga art, you can now see how it's spelled, H-A-I-G-A. And this is, of course, the English translation. of the Japanese word. Everyone at home can see. Could somebody please give me a thumbs up? Thank you, Robin. And here we go. Now, as always, I'm going to say I'm not an expert on this subject. I'm not an art historian. The images that I've chosen, I've picked because I thought you might like them. And I really look for everyone's input, thoughts, and ideas. You can feel free to share at any point in the slideshow. Now, I couldn't find too many images where the words were large enough that you could actually read the poems. If that's frustrating to folks, I have provided some handouts with actual poems on them, and I invite you to take them to your seats. Those of you who are here in person, you can take them to your seats today to read for inspiration when we do our art project today. Those of you who are at home, there are many, many, many thousands of haiku poems online that you can find just by Googling the words haiku poems. And the word haiku, I'm going to put in the chat box after the slideshow. Some of these images were produced as prints, woodblock prints. Some of them were done by hand as calligraphy and watercolor paintings. I'm not sure which of these two methods were used in this one. I don't know which style, whether this is Kanyo or Zen or Atsui, but I picked it because I liked it. Notice the moon. The moon is a common subject in haiku poems and paintings. It's sometimes represented by the Zen circle, and so, which evokes a number of meanings, including that of the void. Other subjects range from Mount Fuji to rooftops and are frequently represented by a minimum of brushstrokes, thus evoking elegance and beauty in simplicity. So this kind of simple image is very, very often used in these kinds of Haga art pieces. Again, very simple. This one is not accompanied by the poem. A little bit spooky for me, maybe because it's so drippy. It does look like she's melting. Matsuo Basho, the great master of haiku, frequently painted as well, and Heike became a major style of painting as a result of connection with his famous works of haiku. Excuse me. Like his poems, his paintings were found to be very simple, which many people feel show great depth, complementing the poems, sorry, that his images were paired with. Unless there's a lot of content on these, I think I'm going to go through very quickly. This one you can see has the poem accompanying it. Nature, again, was often the subject of the paintings and the poems, both.
Well, I think in this case, the calligraphy is also kind of like floating like the
Yes, definitely floating. The poem itself is floating freely in space, just like the butterflies. Nice observation, Heather. So here's kind of an interesting point. Unlike other schools of painting, which maintained, oh, thank you. You're so kind, Laura, which maintained a standard set of styles passed from master to apprentice, the genre of Heike encompassed a variety of artists with different approaches. So different from Renaissance art, where everybody had to paint the same. There was always a master that everybody had to copy. The Heike artists adopted their own style, and no one else had to use that. The poets created their own style of art to go with their poems. I love this one. I find this one very peaceful. It's hard to see, but there are several birds in this image. There are cranes on long legs. I love the reflection in the water. And there is a poem in the upper left, also floating free in the sky. Not a lot of bright color in these works. Remember, they could be prints, so this might be a woodblock. And though traditional style Heike is still produced today, contemporary artists experiment with digital art, photography, and all kinds of media. So haiku poems are still produced and written, and the art that's done to illustrate it is done in very modern ways today. And I think I have some pictures of that as well. And sometimes in this one, you can see there are people going about their daily tasks. The image has a lot to do with what the poem is saying, but I don't know what this poem is. So this woman looks like she's on her cell phone, right? Not sure.
It's money.
What, Daniel?
It's money. Okay.
You think it's money? The thing in her left hand looks like either money or some kind of playing card. Interesting decorative quality to this one. There's a lot of patterning. The wallpaper for clothing. And this is interior space. All the others were outdoors. This one is definitely indoors. And here's one in English. This is one of the more famous haiku poets, Kobayashi Isa. You'll find many, many poems by this man if you want to write down his name. Can you read it? Kobayashi. Kobayashi. Isa, Issa. What a strange thing to be alive beneath cherry blossoms.
It's a little translation. It's not in, it doesn't obey the English haiku.
I'm not sure. Good point. Daniel says it's an English translation. Do we know if it's literal?
What a strange thing.
Yes.
To be alive.
And does it fit the rule? Yes. Syllabically, it's kind of off. So in English, it's not quite exactly fitting into haiku. But it's still a beautiful poem. Yes, it's this one. This is perfect timing, right? It's perfect timing. You can go see the cherry blossoms in Wequahic Park in Newark. There's not Wequahic, what's Branchbrook, sorry, Branchbrook Park in Newark.
They're more than Washington, DC.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It is.
I've never done that myself. I've always wanted to go. I do have to.
It's in Newark and Branchbrook Park, which is the same kind of park. as-
I'm going to put that in the chat box. Thank you for reminding me. So this poem is really timely for New Jersey or the whole Eastern Seaboard, as well as Japan. The cherry blossoms are going to burst pretty soon. I think this is a beautiful illustration of a really beautiful poem. Very few words, very deep meaning, I think. What a strange thing to be alive beneath cherry blossoms.
Strange poem.
And Esty thinks it's a very strange poem, yes. But don't we love how the black branch intersects that perfect white circle of the moon? I think it's just fabulous composition. All right, next. I don't have a poem for this one, but I sure like the picture. Beautiful colors. More of the traditional style. Again, there's a moon playing an important role, tiny but important role in this image. Sky is enjoying nature, I think. I love this picture. She makes me feel very peaceful.
She combing her hair.
I believe she's combing or brushing. Just, again, beautiful composition. The darkness of her hair against what is primarily a very pale image. The darkness of the hair against the beautiful pattern of her clothing. It's lovely. A little pale, unfortunately, but again, I like it very much. Okay, I'm going to whip through these now. You can see how the picture is paired with the poem. It is translated into English, but too blurry, unfortunately. Another traditional image, mountains and a waterfall. And I think this one's exquisite. So this is a modern piece. I wish I knew what the poem said, but I do not. Those of you who are cat lovers out there, get out, too late from the flock taken wing, two small feathers. Nectar loving corruptible flowers. Simple drawing, simple poem. The first snowfall, searching for something I know I'll never find. Deep, powerful, yet simple. Very strong image. And this is part of the tradition, yet not in Japanese, and not a traditional painting at all, in black and white only. A watering can quenching a bouquet of thirst fills me with delight. A plastic cup overturned in a bush, both dry. This is very modern. How often do you go on a nature walk and you spend more time seeing plastic? Dawn's early light, the neighbor's peacock tunes up. Have you ever heard a peacock?
Yes, wow.
Completely horrendous noise. Such a gorgeous creature, and they are awful. The worst alarm clock on the planet. But see how the picture relates to the poem. This is the whole concept behind Heika art. Non-traditional now, but it works. Wolf moon, sounds of hunger fill the sky. This one I can't read. Something falling with the rain, my thoughts in pieces. Something petals falling with the rain. Can't read this one either, but I love the drawing. So I'm showing these so that you can see there's a range of images that you can create to go with poetry, and that words plus images can work. Poems come from the same side of the brain as visual art. They are both right brain activities. They're both very creative. This one's one of my favorites because this is what happens to me every day, looking for things in all the places they cannot be. Simple, everyday thing, and yet it can be very deep. Looking for things in all the places they cannot be. Makes you think.
Just finished doing some of that. I mean, I missed something for months and months. I knew it was in my apartment. And I found it the other day. It was in a pocket.
Yes, but it might not be about things even, right? This poem could be about, I don't know, feelings. Very simple image to illustrate a very complex poem.
I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Was I muted for the whole slideshow?
No, you just were muted at the end.
Okay. Any last minute thoughts or ideas about haiku before I give you your assignment for today? Dead silence. Every teacher's nightmare. All right. So here is our assignment for today. I am going to put in the chat box some names of haiku poets and Heiga painters for you to look up. Those of you who are here, as I mentioned, I have some handouts for you to look at, or you can look up your own. I'm inviting you to either create your own haiku and illustrate, or read one of these poems and create an illustration of your own. I would recommend that you do a rough draft first. It's a lot more challenging than it looks. Usually I say, it's easy. This is something you're gonna knock off in no time. This one, I think, is gonna be a little challenging for you. Unless you're a poet already. Maybe you are and I don't know it. You're a poet and you don't show it. You can use any media you want. Those of you who are here, I brought watercolor kits. I brought watercolor pencils, crayons, pastels, soft and oil pastels, regular pencils. There's watercolor paper. What else? You'll have to go and see. Any questions about today's assignment? We're good to go?
Yep.
I am anticipating with great excitement and joy what you come up with. Oh, somebody has a question. Margot?
No, I was just gonna say, put the names of the poets in the chat.
I'm going to do that right now.
Okay.
I just want to put this list of people or these poems at the back counter. I'll be right back and I'm going to write the list of poets in the chat. And then I'm going to put a picture up on the screen of a Haga image. Okay.
Okay.
We're good to go. All right. Let's have fun, everybody. Thank you for listening. My name is Liz. Oh, and I'm going to put Branch Brook Park in the chat as well. If someone could help our newest student, Katya, find what she needs, that would be lovely. Ellen Friedman, sorry I had to leave. Oh no. Enlightening lecture. You're welcome. Okay, here we go. First, Branch Brook Park, Newark. Eileen, Branch Brook is one word, correct?
Yes, Branch Brook.
Newark.
I have some photographs from last year. Me too.
Why don't you do a poem about cherry blossoms? Then you can copy them.
What?
So the assignment is to do a haiku with a sketch.
Exactly.
Okay. Which
With
comes
your
first?
illustration. That's an interesting question from Margot. Which comes first, the image or the poem? I leave that entirely up to you. Okay, now I'm writing the names of people. It's going to take a minute because the names are long. You know, if I'd thought about it, I would have made a document and just shared it with everyone. But I did not think about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, or make take a picture and put it in the chat.
That seems a bit above my tech pay grade at the moment. This is faster. Let's put it that way.
That's fine. Anyway.
I don't have the attachment to I mean, I guess I could send it to myself, email myself. But here's the one. I'm typing in Kobayashi Isa. He has a gazillion poems. Kobayashi Isa Matsumura.
So Liz, do we have to write our own poem?
No, the choice is to look up one
Oh, okay,
and
gotcha.
read it or create your own. I leave that entirely up to you.
okay.
Some of you may really enjoy writing poetry. Some of you may need to look up. Either way is fine.
And what's the rule for the syllables? 5 in the first line and
575.
575. Thanks.
There are actually a whole bunch of rules. You can look up the definition of haiku. There are other variations on that. That's the most popular, I think.
Very early, unfortunately. So, or it's too early. Yeah, they were first. Oh, I thought.
Okay, I'm sending off the list in the chat box. And now I'm going to share an image.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, they're just beginning of work.
I hope everybody can see that list. Let me know if you're having problems. Where did my haiku folder go? Here it is.
Where is this?
Now comes the problem. Do folks want a picture with a poem that you can read or more of an image that you can work from? Sounds like you want me to decide. Okay. We'll try this one.
What are we supposed to create today?
A picture to go with a poem. So you can either write a poem and illustrate it, do a picture to go with it, or you could read one of these poems and make a picture to go with it. You understand? Or this one I'm putting on the screen. Does that help? This is a difficult assignment, I will admit. This one is hard.
Through the park, they have a hiking trail? I mean, not through the park, but sponsored by the park? No.
I think I said Wequahic Park earlier because that's where my father grew up. They probably do. Okay, folks at home, no questions? You're headed in the right direction? This is a good one for watercolor paint, I think, but I leave the media you use entirely up to you. I would ask, though, that if you're not using watercolor paint, please don't use the watercolor paper. It is quite expensive. See the pictures.
Want to see them?
Yeah.
Hold on. Just have them.
I'll come back.
No, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Well, I'm singing my song, but I'm not ready. Don't you know my song?
You were waiting to know. I thought you were ready. I'll come back.
The song. know,
Needs a little something.
No.
something up there. You do not. I will not argue with that. That's branch work. I was gonna, that whole text conversation they were having with you last night, I was gonna say, you can just come to my house for pay-per-view. About the PT. Yeah. PT guy. That's so cute.
Yeah.
I was too tired to get involved.
Why, you know? They've been talking
Come
about
to my house, you can have pay-per-view. Need my help in any way.
just mental.
It takes a few minutes to do it. And I put on the screen, if you just want to use that phone. Starting point, you may, yeah, take your time. We have almost a full hour now to create. And then next week, we have 2 classes, one in the morning, and 2 in the afternoon. And then in the afternoon, 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Well, it should be on the library next Wednesday. I think it's the 10th of April. So you can come in the morning and start. And then come back in the afternoon. And we're gonna do more poetry, but I don't remember what I was on for that. If you give me your email address, I email it.
Is that
At
you?
the end of the
Yeah.
week, what the last word is.
Very noisy. Are you? Am I sorry? Are you?
I didn't realize. Oh, we always do an art project after this one. I didn't realize. You want to know next? Oh, easy one. Sure. I can include you on the email list now, and I can keep you informed. So, my pleasure. Take your time.
This is what it is. Very graphic. Show her and she'll believe it. Yeah, because you have a line. Okay. So you know, that's what these are. I know what's in that. Also, I use my reason to. Chat GPT.
Yes.
And.
I don't know, it's cheating, it's a new way of working, it's using.
I never knew what that meant before, no. Well, it's the shapes, the lines.
I can do it, but I don't know what it is. It's a little clear. I'll try.
No, Google it. I'll remember.
Sure.
I don't know. Remember what it is.
Do you live here in Hubble?
Remembering.
And you can do it online. but you don't. This is watercolor.
Don't worry, I live in, that's the park. That's not the flowers. but,
Very pretty.
It's beautiful. I'll show you later the park. but
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna do this today. I don't know how it's coming out. Don't worry. I have wires in my house. Be careful.
Yeah, but you didn't see this at all.
I look at my feet. Oh, God.
Yeah, just. You're using watercolors, you have to fill your cup in that. Very pretty. And there's parking.
Several places. No, it isn't.
Oh, really? You have to like make them.
No, because it's.
Oh, right. Once the blossoms come out. Yes, you go to the library calendar. Click on Wednesday. Immediately take you to the registration. I'm gonna give you my. Oh, it's very easy.
No.
You just click the- okay. So the librarian will send you a link 15 minutes before class begins to let you in. Are you interested in it? Phone? So 15 minutes before the class, it's very well let you.
Anyone's. And registration of the file. And it's like that, so you put it in the. Oh, so then that email is going to be a link. It should say is in. Come on. Yeah. They sent me- I took this- You see, did you register today? No, I registered. Okay, that's fine.
Remember with pencil, you don't need a lot of line. With watercolor, you don't need a lot of pencil. So they're gonna be hard to get rid of. Yeah. Just a few. Well, I should tell people at home.
So here, line.
Remember, if you're doing watercolor, you don't need a whole lot of pencil lines before you begin painting because it is difficult to get rid of them. So do very faint sketching prior to. You don't see the names in the chat. That's interesting. I did send them. Do you see the Branch Brook Park message, Margot? Wonder if I'm muted. Can you hear me, Margot?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, I was muted. I was trying to get
So
back to,
do you see the Branch Brook Park message?
no.
I did send them. I wonder if. All right, so I'm going to stop the share for a minute. Is anyone using the share picture? Anyone at home using the
No. Well, I'm not.
Robin, do you need the share picture? No. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share momentarily. And I am going to try and put the names in the chat again. I don't know what happened. Let's see. I can't find my chat. Ah, here we go. Oh, no. I had the chat right there. Okay.
Just leave it. Leave it.
Liz? Can you hear me? Liz?
Yes, I can hear you.
I have to leave. I put something together if you want to see it.
Yes, do you have a minute? I'm retyping the names into the chat box of the poets.
Okay,
Just give me 1 minute
okay.
because apparently they did not get sent. Not sure why. It says they were sent. I'm right at the end of the list now. Thanks, Stephanie. I do want to see what you created.
Okay. And I don't know if you can read it. It's kind of small, but. Oh, and I spelled something wrong.
Yeah, and I've made mistakes because I've been typing in a hurry. Oh, this one's completely wrong. Sorry, one more second. Oh. Shit. Okay, I'm sending the poets again, plus Branch Brook Park. All right, so Stephanie,
So,
let's spotlight you. Oh, wow.
so it says, can you read it?
Yeah, there's too much rain here, flooding everywhere in sight. Great weather for ducks. Yes. Perfect.
Love it.
What a wonderful, wonderful drawing.
Oh, he's so cute, isn't he?
He is just adorable.
Okay, but I gotta run. I'm
I
sorry.
love his face.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm sorry. You always have to leave early. That's a
I
shame.
know.
Aw. Keep
All
drawing,
right.
keep drawing, keep drawing. And now you have a new thing. Keep writing poetry.
Oh, I am a poet as well, so.
Oh, I'm so
Yes.
sorry.
All
If you
right,
had
see you
told
next
us
week.
that
Have a
before.
great week.
All right,
Bye.
you too.
Bye.
Take
Thanks.
care,
Bye.
Stephanie. Bye-bye. Very nice.
Okay, I'm gonna go back into the chat.
Yes, Margot, see if you can see now because it says it's got sent. Did you get it? Everyone should have gotten the names.
No, I still am not saying it. I'm saying my message to you, and that's it. Trying to see if there's some way to clear the screen.
Oh, you know what?
What?
I sent it to the library, not to.
I don't feel so bad. I thought I was having a brain, whatever.
And paste it, so you don't have to.
Yeah. I sent it to the wrong recipients. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna just write my own haiku and look him up later.
Wait, it's only going to take a second now. I hope. Trying the third time now. Third time should be a charm. Okay, look in the chat now, see if you got it.
Yes, I see it now.
All
Yay!
right, apologies. So sorry to
No
everyone.
worries, no worries. We
And-
got it sorted.
Folks, do you want a different picture on the screen? Since no one was using the last one. I guess I'll put a new one up. Yeah, radio silence. I'm gonna put up a new picture. I don't know, this one is a little cute, but
Okay.
it does the job. You can't really read the poem though, it's very blurry. All right, so sorry, Margot and everyone else at home. That's terrible that you didn't get the list. Kobayashi Isa, though, he's the one I recommend because I found the most poems for him. So the mailbox, beautifully clean. This barge here, really gonna need to hope that, you know, if I do it, that means you're throwing the picture up into pieces and it's really working. Explore, experiment. For folks at home, you're okay? Susan, you've disappeared or you're just, your head's down? Sam. Some of you may be able to do two paintings. Remember, I said, perhaps you should do a rough draft. On this one. And then do a finish.
When you do a rough draft, you don't start all over.
Yeah.
I think you're okay.
Just a suggested way to do it. This much is great. Is that the composition? Yeah, you might want to pick that color. I mean, you don't have to. But you've got the composition in very well. You've laid it out beautifully. Yeah. This is coming up, if you're interested in seeing both my and Ibu's work, is the Garden State Art Fair. So all the art studios at the Moon and Leather Building are going to open. Kind of like the whole studio tour is going to be April 21st. So Ibu and I and all the artists in that building will be showing their work. I don't know if the Monroe Center is going to be open as well. So art studios all over New Jersey are going to be open. Look at that as far as it's going to start in Orange, New Jersey, and be all over the state. And I think it's going to become an annual thing. The Garden State Art Fair. I've already started advertising it on Facebook. So you'll see a lot more about it in the days to come.
There's also going to be something, Stevens Institute of Technology has an art, and they're doing their capstone, is that what you call it? Capstone? And it's gonna be, I think it, I don't know.
Oh, is it good for them?
It's open, free, go to. I can
They
buy
do
that.
some amazing things.
I can get the date, if I have it.
Yeah. They did their, I think their thesis show, they did that a few years in a row at Hobart Gallery when we had that gallery over in Monroe Center. And I was so impressed with their work. A lot of technical digital stuff that they do. A lot of conceptual.
I met someone who's in the art department who told me about it. Remember I told you we're gonna have sculpture?
Yes, I
For seniors?
emailed the person in charge of that program, but she never replied.
But I'm not gonna do it until fall because
Not enough.
there aren't enough people.
Signed up. Yeah, I invited her to come to our classes at the multi. She never replied.
As a what? As a,
Well, it's some kind of study about art and what it does for seniors.
you know, I know her. I talked to her about an hour.
Excuse me.
I
I would love to meet her, even if she doesn't want to.
you know, I can communicate. Well, one's name, there were two of them. One's name is.
This study is about how the arts affect seniors' brain.
And sculpture, sculpture. Sculpture. I remember that's what I love it.
I went to the. I went to the. Well, I thought I was gonna do the class and nobody was there. Nobody told me. But she came just to make sure that people knew that they didn't. Yeah. I ended up telling me. She's very interesting. Young, very interesting. I don't think she's very good. But she. So, yeah. And, yeah. So, I just. I know that. So I called her. She's, I said, they didn't show up. She, saw her later. So I just know that. I just know that.
Well, what did the woman say? You.
I was just so funny.
You are a radical, rad woman. I think we should do another one.
Yeah.
You're gonna do that?
I cannot create, but I can borrow.
It's okay. You did one and it's fabulous. You love this phone, right? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And you should know, you're one of two people here who's out there.
Yes, you are not wrong.
Very glad.
I'm not even trying to phone you. I have to that. I don't know, my phone would be breath. Wow. Right? I give credit to you. No, you go ahead.
And when you write it, do it in the graphic.
Yeah, do it in the graphic.
People here are having too much fun. What are you doing at home, folks? Are you having a good time? I hope so. Yes, Robin says yes. Okay, cool. We're being silly in the basement. Silly in the basement at Hoboken Public Library.
I'm done if you want me to send you mine.
You want me to look at yours, Margot? Absolutely. Wait, this is Dina, or is this Margot?
Margot, not Dina. Let's see.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
I should stop the share.
I was wondering what's going on there. I'm not awake yet. Can you see this? Nope, that's,
Wow.
oh, I've got to take my background off. Hold on.
Oh, that's your background. The background picture's great drawing.
Thank you. Okay.
Wait, so you didn't have a poet 5 minutes
No.
ago, but now you have something to show.
I had the picture, but I did the poem after the picture.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me get back.
You're on screen. You're good.
Okay. Can you see it?
See it and love it. Very pretty. So, can you read the poem?
Sure. I looked to see sky, only to find clouds and gray where the sun should be.
Very nice. Pull back just a little bit because we can't see the whole picture. I love it.
Thanks.
Do you have like a skinny uniball black pen or a fine point black marker?
Yeah, that's what I was doing on some of the things I've outlined, but not all of them.
Yeah,
Where
just
is it?
a few little defining. Yeah. A micro.
Yeah, see
Yep.
the tree. I didn't want to
Okay,
do
good.
the stuff in the background because it's supposed to be in the background.
Yeah. Really beautiful.
Thanks.
Great. All right, do another one. We got time. We got like 30 minutes, almost 30 minutes left.
That's true. It was a quick assignment.
Bravo. And so you lucked out and found a poem that went with your image.
No, I wrote the poem.
Oh, you wrote the poem.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
I
missed
do.
that part. Bravo.
I'm a
Woohoo.
poet. I'm a
Beautiful.
poet
Read,
first and an
read the
artist
poem
second.
again. Read the poem again, please.
Okay. I looked
That
to
was
see
magnificent.
sky. I looked to see sky only to find clouds and gray where the sun should be.
Very nice. Very nice. Bravo.
Thanks.
Esty says she's hiring you to write a poem for her too.
Okay, that I feel comfortable doing. I'm not
Start
going to
thinking about what you're going to charge.
They go with cream cheese and salmon.
Oh, cream cheese and salmon. Let's write a poem about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on my phone and this is vexing me.
You're good. You're good to go, Margot. Thank you so much. Wow. Right. Paper towel. Lottie. Gosh. So we have about 15 minutes till sharing and cleanup. Sharing and caring time. Next week, we will continue our theme on poetry. Oh, what happened to the pic? Oh, I had to stop sharing because we were talking to Margot. Excuse me. So next week we will be looking at the art of an Egyptian British artist who has been influenced by the Russian poet Anna Akhmatova. Did I pronounce that correctly, Tamara? Akhmatova, and has done paintings dedicated to her poetry. Dina El Siufi. She may be Arabic, so that might fit with the other part of Arab American Heritage Month, but although she's British. And I believe next month is our double class where we'll have the morning and afternoon class. I will put the artist's name in the chats. I will be sending an email about her. Who is a British Egyptian British. I'm going to put British Egyptian. That sounds nice. Although she may not like that. And she's influenced by the poetry of Anna Akhmatova, who is a Nobel Prize poet. Did everybody receive that chat message? I hope so.
Yes.
Good. No more tech silliness from Liz. Good. Well, I do so like the watering can bottle. Glad you chose it. Good. Makes you go. Call your palette. Yeah, I wanted you to go darker. Name one of it. Oh, good. Bring it in and show me. I would like this to be dark at the base. This tree.
serious all the time. It's gone. Those. The red one, Hey, girl. I want to shoot. Minutes. Stop and share if you like. Couple minutes, folks at home. I hope that you have all seen the connection between poetry and art, visual art, two different art forms that go hand in glove. And we'll be exploring that more in the weeks to come. I think it makes a lot of sense being here, working with the library, being at and working with the library to learn more about poetry. Those of you who love poetry, there's lots of wonderful poetry books to explore.
Are you leaving? You're not going to stay to share? You're
Not
going-
waiting for share.
Oh, good. 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 Give folks a few more minutes to finish up.
I made a mistake.
Thank you.
Not staying for sharing. Heather, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll probably pick you up first. All right, folks at home, would you, well, actually, you went first last week, if I remember correctly. So we're going to start here. Yossi, would you like to go first?
Yeah.
Since you're definitely finished and waiting. Be careful of the wires, please. Everyone at home, I hope you can see her work.
So I have
And-
this one. I have a mailbox, a piece of letter, and I wanted to draw a pigeon. Hopefully it is illustrated because pigeon is a symbol of who delivers mail. And I expressed my message saying, write a mail to yourself. You are creator of your love. Because I think there is a rising culture to encourage people to write a mail to themselves. And I did another one that was a bit simple, much simpler. A girl with a hat. And I wrote a message saying a hat is a magical tool to hide half of your face.
Of both of them.
Very
Bravo.
clever. Great.
Great poetry, great images. I really love the idea of writing a letter to yourself. You are the maker of your own love. You got to love yourself first before you can love others, for sure.
Mhm.
Lisa, we want to see your picture. Can you show your picture before you leave, please? Look at this fantastic drawing by Lisa. Just so well done. Watch the wires.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Beautiful.
Two cranes under the red sun. Did you have a
Beautiful.
poem that inspired you to do this one?
No.
No. Just
I don't understand Japanese.
oh, okay.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Are they Chinese cranes?
No,
They're just cranes.
it's that lady's Japanese painting. There's some word there I don't understand.
Okay. It's really a beautiful drawing.
Oh, thank
Beautiful.
Congratulate. And I'm not the only one
Mhm.
saying it. You hear others are saying, bravo.
Thank you. I'll see you Wednesday.
See you next week.
Nice weekend.
You too. Enjoy your walk home. Yeah, don't forget your umbrella. And who wants to share next? Daniel, are you ready to share?
Sure.
Daniel also wrote his own poem. I'm gonna get out of the way. Be careful of the wire.
Well, I made a mistake and scrambled up, but I fixed it somehow.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You added the black now.
That was accidental because I made a big mistake on the poetry.
I like the black.
Fabulous.
You want to read the poem?
Majestic dragon, whose insight melt my winter, the taboo of lust.
Wow.
Love it.
Love it.
Black really emphasizes
Mhm.
power of the dragon, doesn't it?
It's great.
That's not my intention. The real intention is eroticism.
Aha.
Mhm.
So that one fails.
No,
Shirley, everybody reads your work differently.
No.
That's
no.
No, that's not okay. If the intention, if it doesn't convey the intention, that is a failure.
That's what makes it art. Everybody is going to read the artist's work
Mm.
differently. Even the greatest artists I
But
know
but still,
can't control.
but still, it still needs a point.
Okay, well, we're going to keep talking about that.
Mhm.
Obviously, it's going to take a while for me to convince you. Well, thank you for sharing. Alice, would you like to show your work? Because you know, we can look at Leonardo da Vinci's work and he's not here to tell us what it means. And we are going to interpret it probably differently from what his intent was.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Well, it's not done. It's growth depends on life. As water digs the valley, we choose our river.
I'm sorry.
Beautiful.
I'm reading your poem again, Alice, a little bit louder because I couldn't hear the poem.
Growth depends on life. As water digs the valley, we choose our river.
That's fabulous. Beautiful. Mm.
Sometimes our river chooses us too, right? Bravo. Tomorrow.
Oh, beautiful.
Great celebration of nature, right?
It is something about silence on the pond and the splash and the silence again. You see the frog splash and another frog is going to.
Aha.
That's beautiful.
Maybe you can't see the frog.
I could see it. Yeah.
And that silence after the frog makes it splash is always so wonderful.
There is
Right?
Mhm.
one, but it-
Good work.
Beautiful.
Thank
Great.
you.
Great.
All right, Eileen, come and share. And then we're going to look at folks' work at home.
Mhm.
It's a great composition in Eileen's.
Mhm.
So this is a picture, an actual picture from Branch Brook Park that
Right.
she's working on.
Wow.
Terrific movement and rhythm in this composition.
Love the colors.
Yeah, the colors are great, the shapes,
Beautiful.
Thank you.
bravo.
Etsy, is that her name? Esty?
Esty.
Esty said, this is graphic. This is graphic. I said, what does graphic mean? She said- and then Heather said, many lines, different lines, which is what attracted me to it in the first place.
There are many different lines,
Yeah.
types of line. They're thick,
curves and
thin,
curves, yeah.
curved,
Yeah.
straight.
I'll show you the photograph. You want to see the original photograph?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Never mind, it takes too long.
So sorry. If you find it, we'll have someone at home share while you're looking.
Okay.
And when you find it, you can come back up. So Robin, you're first in my lineup of folks at home.
Okay.
This is,
Wow.
and the poem is, walking in the woods, I looked toward the mountain top. In awe, I moved on.
Very nice.
That is stunning. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you. It was so
Great.
much fun to do it and fun to write a poem to it. It was really neat. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Really, bravo. When
Thank
it
you.
dries a bit, you might want to emphasize the mountaintop a little more too, since
Okay.
the
I s-
focus of your poem as well as the focus of your picture.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Love it. All right, Susan.
Okay. I
Oh,
I
Or
will, I will read the poem. I wrote the poem first, and it's Love my furry kitty kids, warm bellies, soft fur, snoring so gently after flying through the air.
Aw.
love it. Great. You go, girl.
Thank you. That was fun.
It's fun.
Great shapes. And I love how active the drawing is.
Thank you.
So, Daniel, I'm sorry. When we share, though, we say helpful comments. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. I tried to help saying that she made up that she added too much syllable for a haiku.
That's okay. There are exceptions to the rule. There are different types
No,
of
I didn't.
haiku. Yes.
No,
We-
575. 575. It's correct.
Susan did the math. It's correct. All right, Margot is next.
Okay. Show it. I'll have to pull it back to read it. Can you see it?
Right. All of a sudden, I'm having difficulties changing who is
Yes, you're stuck on me.
stuck on you. Oh, you worked more on it. What?
It's a little,
Oh,
lot-
Somebody removed you from,
oh, what happened?
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
okay, read the poem.
We can see,
Oh.
you, but you're not spotlighted. It looks terrific. Thank you.
Wow.
I love what happened to the clouds. Wow,
Oh,
look at the
beautiful.
lovely details. I
Love
looked
that.
at the sky only to find clouds in gray where the sun should be.
Hmm.
Is it
It's
watercolor, Margot?
Yes, it's watercolor and ink.
Watercolor.
Gorgeous. Looks like a book illustration.
Yeah, it should write the book.
Great.
Yeah.
So with your techniques, I see that you let the water run, which is lovely. Did you
Mhm.
also do blotting?
Yes, I did
Paper
with
towel and- yeah.
Scott towel, and I used a little PH Martin's white non-bleed
Okay.
for the main class.
It's really, really nice.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Now, one suggestion I have, you really defined some of the trees and some you did not define really at all. I
Yeah,
think balance your composition. You see how you outlined very heavy on your left side, but there's little definition on your right-hand tree. I think I would define that tree on the right-hand side bottom as well.
Here?
So, yeah. Yep,
Okay.
that one, bottom right hand. No, further to the right in the corner, right there. I would define that one a little bit too.
Okay.
It'll balance the composition more, but it's just beautiful.
Liz?
Uh-oh, there's Daniel.
This is our student Margot.
I see it.
Angel is loving your
I see
paint.
it. I see it. The
Oh,
eye.
hi, Angel.
What you doing?
He's our biggest
Yeah, I see it.
supporter.
Yeah.
Thanks, Angel.
I miss him
All
from
right,
the
well done. And
Thank-
Margot, I think you're our last. person for sharing today. We seem to have, oh, wait, Eileen has found the image. Bring your picture up too, so we can compare. So Eileen has found the photograph.
This photograph is at Branchbrook Park.
So she's going to show the photo first. See the beautiful arch in the bridge?
Bridge,
You can see that mirrored in the drawing that she's creating.
beautiful.
It's really well done, Eileen.
That's a really, you should go to that park. It's really gorgeous. And now is the best time because the cherry blossoms.
Cherry
Yeah.
blossoms are starting to pop.
Braddock Park?
Branch Brook Park in Newark, New Jersey. And I've never been there during this time. During the Cherry Blossom Festival, you will see, this is what I've been told because I've never been there. You will see the Japanese women in their traditional dress.
One particular day, if you look it up, just look up.
Yes.
Branchbrook Park Cherry Festival.
So you'll see them in their beautiful kimono.
I've never been to the actual festival.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be very crowded, but if you.
It is.
you
It
don't
gets
like crowds,
extremely
don't worry.
crowded, which is my stupid reason for never going. But
If you want to see the festival.
it's supposed to be wonderful.
That's not stupid.
Well, I'm missing out on seeing all that beauty. It's not smart. All right, folks, it's been a great, great class. Thrilled to have launched National Poetry Month with you visually and intellectually. And we will look at that British Egyptian artist next week and listen to the poetry of Akhmatova, the Nobel Prize winner in poetry. See you soon. Be safe. Try and stay dry. Impossible, I know. Write lots of poetry about rain and water and whatever, and ducks. Take care.